Have you ever felt, I don't know, trapped by your own thoughts? Like you're caught in this endless loop of anxiety or overthinking, or just that constant nagging voice in your head? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the big ideas from Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, a book that really offers a way out of all that modern-day stress. So let's get into it and explore how we can reclaim our peace just by mastering the present moment. So let me just start by asking you a really direct question. Right now, in this moment, can you just decide to stop thinking? For most of us, the answer is a hard no. And that's wild, right? The book argues that this nonstop compulsive thinking is one of the most widespread and, frankly, dangerous addictions we face. And here's the kicker. Because pretty much everyone is doing it, we just assume it's normal. But what if it's not?
And this leads us to the first huge idea from the book, this idea of seeing your mind not as who you are, but as a tool. A really powerful tool, no doubt, but still just a tool. And like any tool, well, it can get broken or be used the wrong way.
And this is the critical difference, right here. A tool you control is something you pick up, you use it for a specific job, and then you put it down when you're done. Simple. But for so many of us, our mind has become a tool that uses us. It's this non-stop generator of repetitive, mostly useless internal chatter, and we've basically become its slave. We've completely lost the off switch.
That's a pretty startling comparison when you think about it, isn't it? But it really highlights how we've just accepted this constant internal noise as normal. The book suggests that the nonstop involuntary conversation we're all having inside our own heads really isn't all that different from the person we might see on the street talking to themselves. We're just doing it silently.
Okay, so if our mind is just running wild all the time, what's the big deal? What's the real consequence? Well, one of the biggest ones is the creation of this kind of shadow self. And the book has a name for it, the pain body.
So, what is the pain body? Think of it as a collection of every single negative emotional experience you've ever had that you didn't fully deal with or let go of. It's the leftover residue of old pain, sadness, anger, grief, and it just builds up over time, living inside you almost like this separate parasitic thing. Now, this is so important to understand. This pain body is not you. It's a part of your ego, and it literally feeds on negative energy and your attention. This right here is the aha moment that explains why a tiny, innocent comment can sometimes set off a massive emotional explosion. It's not really about the comment, it's that the comment poked the sleeping monster of your past pain and woke it up. And the second major consequence of an uncontrolled mind. It forces us to live almost our entire lives in a total illusion, completely trapped between worrying about the past and being anxious about the future. So the book makes this absolutely brilliant distinction between two kinds of time. First, you've got clock time. That's the practical stuff. We use it to set appointments, meet deadlines, plan our day. It's useful. But then there's psychological time, and that is where all the trouble starts. It's a creation of the mind, this constant mental movie of regrets about the past and anxieties about the future, and that is the source of pretty much all of our stress. I love this analogy. It so perfectly explains this idea that the past and future have no real power or reality on their own. They're just these pale reflections of the one and only true reality we ever have, which is the present moment, the now. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, right? We've got a mind that's controlling us, it's creating this pain body, and it's trapping us in psychological time. So, what's the solution? How in the world do we break free and actually find this now? The main practice is something called watching the thinker. It sounds simple, but it's not always easy. The idea is to just step back and observe your thoughts without getting tangled up in them. You become a silent witness. And in that moment of just watching, you realize something profound. You are not your thoughts. There's the thinker over there, and then there's you, the one who is watching.
You know what? Let's try a quick little experiment right now, together. I want you to get into this mindset. For just a few seconds, become like a cat watching a mouse hole. Be totally alert, totally still, and just wait. Wait and see what the very next thought is that pops into your mind.
Ready? Let's just take a few seconds of silence. Just watch your mind. Go. So, what happened? What did you notice? For a lot of people in that moment of intense expectant watching, there's a gap. The constant stream of thinking just stops, even if it's just for a split second. That gap is presence. That is the power of the now. The second you start watching the thinker, a whole other level of consciousness kicks in. Okay, so that little exercise is cool, but how do we take this amazing practice out of theory and actually put it into our messy, everyday lives? Well, the key is to ground this awareness in simple, real-world actions. You don't have to go meditate on a mountaintop to be present. You can start with something as boring as washing your hands. Instead of letting your mind race about your to-do list, just bring your full, undivided attention to the actual sensory experience. Feel the warm water, smell the soap, hear the sounds it makes. Anchor yourself right there, in the physical reality of that moment.
And this brings us to what might just be the single most powerful question in the entire book. It's not what problem you had yesterday or what problem you're worried about for tomorrow, but right now, in this exact second, what problem do you have?
And the answer, almost every single time, is none. In the immediate present moment, problems can't actually exist. See, problems are these mind-made things that need psychological time. They need the past and the future to survive. In the now, there are only situations. And with a situation, you have three choices. You deal with it, you accept it, or you remove yourself from it. But you see, it's not a problem.
And I really want to leave you with this beautiful, really empowering idea. This whole thing isn't about being perfectly present 24/7. I mean, that's just an impossible standard. The real win, the real victory, is just in the noticing. The very second you realize, oh, wow, I've been totally lost in thought. In that moment of realization, you're back. You're present again. And that simple realization, in and of itself, is a huge success.